For example, we learned Surah Al-Fatiha, we learned our throat letters. Surah Al-Nas, we were learning whispering letters. Surah Al-Falaq, what did we learn in Surah Al-Falaq? Full bouncing letters, as well as in our last lesson, we covered bouncing letters, which is Surah Al-Ikhlas. Can't remember, there's something else we learned in Surah Al-Falaq as well. But today, I want to cover full mouth letters. Now, the Tajweed rule that we are going to learn today, you can take this and apply it on all the previous surahs, yeah? So let's go ahead, inshallah, and start this, inshallah. Does anyone remember exactly what we covered last week when we learned Surah Al-Ikhlas? I think full mouth letters. I think we learned full mouth. Yes, full mouth letters, yeah. We covered full mouth letters in our last week's session. So let's go ahead, inshallah, and have a look at Surah Al-Masad. We'll read this surah. And again, if you can observe the way I'm reciting this surah, you will need to read. You don't need to learn Tajweed. You don't need to learn anything else. Simply by copycatting the way I'm reciting, it would be sufficient. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Tabbat. Focus. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabba. Okay. Lahabin wa tabba. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. There you go. سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. It was a bit of a fast recitation, but you get the idea. If I were to teach you this word by word, then you don't have to learn Tajweed. Now, as we are covering our full mouth letters today, let's do a quick recap on full mouth letters that we learned last week. Yeah. So, where are the full mouth letters for recap? Now, have a look at this. All the letters that you see in blue here are considered full mouth letters. MashaAllah. Kha, Ra, Sad, Dad, Ta, Dha, Ghain, Qaf. I want to go in detail about these full mouth letters today. I know we covered it when we were learning Surah Al-Ikhlas, but today we are going to go in much more detail. Yeah. These are full mouth letters, including lam in the word Allah, right? Now, why is it that we don't highlight lam here? Because lam is not always full mouth. There's an exception to this, yeah? Have a look at this. Let's go back to Surah Al-Masad and try to observe these full mouth letters. I want you to go, guys, to participate. I want everyone to participate, and maybe you can help me identify full mouth letters in blue. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now, what letters do you guys think are full mouth letters here? Right, Ra and Ra. Jazakumullah khairan. There you go, Ra and Ra. Listen attentively. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabba. Is there any letter here that you think, or anyone here think, is pronounced with the full mouth sound? Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabba. None? Okay, none. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. ما أغنى. Very good. Ghain is a full mouth letter. Someone said ha. No, ha is not. Ba. Ba is harf al-qalah. It's a bounce letter, not a. It's a bouncing letter. Okay. وتب, and it's a strong letter but not full mouth. سيصلى سيصلى نارا ذات لهب. سيصلى صاد. There we go. نارا ذات لهب. سيصلى نارا. Run. Ra is a full mouth letter. There we go. نارا. وامرأته حمالة الحطب. We have two. There we go. Ra. One is Ra. حطب. حطب. Ta is a full mouth letter here. Yeah, there we go. Jazakumullah khair. If you can't type in Arabic, you can just say TAA. Yeah, just make sure you don't pronounce it like that. في جيدها حبل من مسد. Ha, ha. Now notice this, when I say ha, it's not full mouth. Ha, not ha. Ha, okay? So there we go. All the full mouth letters are highlighted here. Now, let's go over. Let me see if there is anyone answered. Okay. Ain is not full mouth, yeah? Now, these are all the full mouth letters in this surah. But here's the thing. If I were to go back to previous surahs and show you some examples, but let's just do it here.
Or for example, Rahman. The word Rahman. Ra is here, full mouth letter, yeah? Now, if I have Ra with the kasra, then it's not really full mouth. You guys seen this, yeah? And Ra with the dhamma, Ru, slightly full mouth. Ra with the fatha, Ra, it's even more full mouth. And Ra with the alif, it's going to be Ra, and it's extremely, really full mouth, yeah? Now, when we say a full mouth letter, that has nothing to do with your lips. So not Ra, it's a Ra, Ra, Ra. It's the matter of your tongue. And let's draw this diagram here and show everyone what's happening. So look at this. If this is Angelina, and we got Angelina's skeleton here. Now, notice what happens inside your mouth here. Sorry. More like a vampire. Okay. Now, this area here, we call it palate. Yeah? It's like an empty area in your mouth. Of course, everyone has a tongue. Otherwise, we won't be able to recite. What about all the backbiting we do? Not really ideal. But that's what we do with our tongue, right? Okay, not everyone, but some of you maybe. Tongue. Now, what happened to the tongue? Now, I want everyone to try this. Say mette. Now, using using your lips to say ma. Now say te, mette. Watch where your tongue is going to go. It goes up there and it touches the palate, but then it drops down. Your tongue is going to touch the palate and then it's going to drop down. Say mette, te. Let's do thought now. Say ma, to. What's happening? Your tongue is touching the palate and then staying in the middle of your mouth. Not from the tip, from the back, yeah? Staying in the middle of your mouth. Precisely. When a tongue stays in the middle of the mouth, the sound that letter makes is a full mouth sound. So, like ro, yeah? So repeat after me. Let's say all the full mouth letters with fatha and alif next to them, because then this is when the letters are the heaviest. Say with me, guys. Say ho. Okay. Is there anyone else in the room looking at you and smiling? Maybe someone thinks you're funny. Ho. Now, see, as you're saying ho, your lips should not go around. Hua. No. Now you're changing it, yeah? That is wrong. So ho, not hua. Let's try another letter. For example, ro. It's your tongue that comes in the middle of the mouth, stays at the middle of your mouth, and you're able to hear the full mouth sound, yeah? So as we go ahead and watch, this is what's happening, yeah? Tongue stays in the middle of your mouth. Now, what if the letter is silent? For
example, kha with the sukoon. Well, is it going to be full mouth or not? Because when it has kasra, it's khi. When it has fatha, it's kha. What about when it has sukoon? We look at the letter before. If the letter that is before kha has a fatha, then of course kha is going to be full mouth, such as bakh, such as maw, ma, and then ghoin is full mouth. مغضوب غير المغضوب. Okay, so these are the rules of what we call a full mouth letter. Now, also, I wanted to include lam here. Story of lam. Lam is only full mouth in the word Allah. Okay? When it has a letter before that has fatha or dhamma on top. For instance, why is it that we say Bismillah and lam there is not full mouth? What's the reason? Look at this. Bismillah. Yes, thank you. Because of the kasra underneath meme. Yeah, the kasra underneath meme. Bismillah. Not Bismillah, Bismillah. Lam is an empty mouth letter here. Let's see if we have word Allah. There. No, this is not a word Allah. So you can't say there's a dhamma before the word Allah, so that's why it's going to be Alhamdulillah. No. This is Lillah, yeah? I'm looking for the word Allah. Okay. Billahi. Okay, again, same thing. A'udhu billahi. The reason lam here is the empty mouth is because there's a ba with the kasra before the word Allah. Hence, it is empty mouth. Thus, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Why is it that we have, why the lam here, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ, is full mouth? Why is that? Can someone tell me the reason? Yes, because of this fatha on waw before word Allah. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ. Okay? Now here, Allah, Allah. So the word Allah on its own is always full mouth, yeah? Lam is going to be full mouth every time we say Allah. Keeping this in mind, okay, Bismillah, we explained this earlier, yeah? So lam is a sort of an exception here. So we've done full mouth letters, alhamdulillah. We covered when they're silent. We also covered when they are full mouth. Now, there are a lot of details that I can teach you from that book up there. It has about 208 pages. But I think these are the basics that if everyone learn and apply, then khalas, we don't need to really worry about anything else, yeah? So we learned full mouth letters and we applied the lesson in Surah Masad. Now, I remember teaching whispering letters in Surah Nas. Who remembers that? Let's go back to Surah Masad and do a bit of revision of Surah Masad. And someone tell me what are the whispering letters? What's the deal there? What do we do with whispering letters? Okay, whispering, not kasab. They only whisper when they are silent. There are certain letters, fa, ha, tha, ha, shin, kha, sad, sin, kaf, ta. When they're silent, we whisper them. We make the whispering sound, yeah? Not when they are active. For example, we're going to highlight them in green. Let me read, inshallah, and you guys tell me when you hear a whispering letter. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There we go. Seen is the letter that we whispered here. Another letter, please. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rahma. Here you go. Ha. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب. What letter did we whisper here? تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب. No, ba, okay, ba bounced, thank you. But ta is the letter that we whispered, yeah? We're only trying to focus on whispering letters here, nothing else. ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. Okay, now we can't say ghain is a whispering letter here. Oh, that's not whispering sound, okay? Kasaba, no, this scene has a fatha. Sa, si, su, no, not sa, si, su. Okay. Anhu maluhu. Okay. Now, for those who are asking, okay, whispering letters such as ha, dhamma, hu is not whispered because any letter with the fatha, kasra, and dhamma, you can't pronounce it unless there's a flow of air from your mouth, right? So, for example, ba, bi, bu. Ba is not a whispering letter, but can you say ba if there's no air coming out of your mouth? Ba. You can't. So when we say whispering letters, we're trying to focus on فحثه شخص سكت فاء ثاء شين خاء صاد سين كاف تاء only when they have sukoon. Yeah, so keep that in mind, inshallah. Apart from that, any letter with the fatha, kasra, and dhamma is like, you know, it has a bit of there's a bit of air that's coming out. سيصلى نارا ذات لهب. There we go. Sod, excellent. سيصلى. وامرأته حمالة الحطب. Did we whisper any letter here? Nope. وامرأته, no. في جيدها حبل من مسد. حبل, not حبل. حبل من مسد. Okay. So there we go. حبل, not حبل, حبل. Okay. Let's keep this in mind, inshallah ta'ala. And let's see what else can we learn. We can go over bouncing letters now. By the way, does anyone have any questions in regards to letters? Is there anyone here who like to say, I don't want to, it's too difficult? Okay, if not, we can go ahead, inshallah, carry on. Bouncing letters. Bouncing letters are when are we supposed to bounce these letters? Can someone tell me, please? When do we bounce bouncing letters? Need an answer, need someone to tell me. When are we supposed to bounce qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal? End of ayah? Yep. And also when sukun on top. Thank you. Now, when we say end of ayah, when we say we bounce these letters when they come at the end of an ayah, what we're trying to say is that when they are silent, okay? Because every time we stop at the end of this ayah, we are putting the last letter to sukoon. We are putting it to sleep. For example, in this surah, can you say Rahimi? Can you see that? We don't say Rahimi, we say Rahim. Why is that? It's because we stop, so we silent the last letter. Look at this. Watab. Okay, watabba is good. Okay, watabba. We stop. We say watabba. Okay, so let's keep these things in mind, inshallah ta'ala. And yeah, let's do this. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب. There we go. What letter are we whispering? Thank you. Ba. Watab. Now notice this. We don't say wataba, watab. Watab. وما كسب. I want to go over this qalqala today, inshallah. Watab. Why is it that this is the only one that we say watab? All the rest of them are okay. سيصلى نارا ذات لهب. Right. Anything here? لهب. Ba. وامرأته حمالة الحطب. What are we bouncing here? Thank you. في جيدها حبل من مسد. We are bouncing ba once again. Thank you. حبل مسد. Ba and dal. Okay. Now have a look at the first one here, which is watab. The reason we bounce it like that is because, okay, we bounce it like this because if we ever look at a letter with a shadda, wa, no, it's not like that. It's watab, single ba. There you go. Wa, ta, ba. Okay? Now, we learned this before, but I'm going to teach it again. Any letter with the shadda is trying to tell us something. It's trying to tell us a secret. And the secret is this letter is two letters. Wa, ta, ba, and ba. Right? Any letter with the shadda, it's two letters. Right? Okay. First one has a sukoon, and second one has whatever it has there on top. Let me repeat it. Every time you see a shadda and something on top or underneath, this means the same letter is being read twice. The first one is with sukoon, and the second one is with fatha. Look at this here, yeah? Which ba are we supposed to bounce here? The first one or the second one? Here in this example. Which one? One is sleeping, yeah. One is sleeping, one is active. First one. We're supposed to bounce the first one because, okay, in this particular example, here. Okay, not in the surah. In this example, it's the first one that is silent. What about the second one? Second one has fatha. But, because we are ending the ayah, we're going to stop here. Of course, we are going to silent the last one. We have two bars with sukoons. Oh no. Oh no, we got ourselves into trouble. A question now arises. Can we read two letters with sukoon in Quran? Answer, please. Can we ever read two silent letters? There we go. See, one student knew the answer 2 years ago. Then there you go. Everyone knows this. No. MashaAllah, you guys are better teachers than me. No, same. No. Everyone knows that. No. Because, yes, please, because. By the way, the answer is correct. You can't read two silent letters. Okay. Let's change the question now. Can we read two active letters together? Okay, both are the same. What if we have a ba with the fatha, ba with the fatha? Can we read it? Yes, for example, baba. Okay? Babi, if it has a kasra instead. Babu. We can. So, we can read active letters together, but a silent letter needs an active letter. So if this ba has sukoon, we need a letter before it that has fatha. For example, bab, or maybe even mim, mab, mab, sorry, mab, baba, jaba. You can't read a silent letter on its own. Okay? So if I were to say, read this to me, you can't read it. Okay? But if I show it to you without anything and I say, what letter is this? Then you say ba. But ba with the sukoon, no, sorry, you need an active letter before it, like mab. What happened here in our famous example, where tab, we have two letters with sukoon. Now, because you can't read both of them, and you can't ignore this letter, you can't say, no, excuse me, I'm just going to get rid of it. Look, there's a reason why Allah Azza wa Jal put this word in Quran when he was talking about Abu Lahab, wa tab. Now, if you're going to remove this ba, and you're going to act like you know better, yeah, then there's a problem. Yeah, you've got a problem in your aqidah. Watabba. Now we have two bars, so we can't cancel one bar. We can't do that. Yeah. So what we can do, we can say that we are going to read the first bar. Thank you very much. We are going to read a little bit of the next bar, and that's why we say watabba rather than saying wataba. Sorry, let me explain. If we had one bar only, we say wataba, wataba, wataba. But we have two bars, we say watabba, watabba. We're trying to read the second bar as well. We're trying to read it, yeah? Yeah. You can't say watabba, yeah? You can't say that, watabba. Now, this example repeats itself, I think, in Surah Al-Asr. Something we might not be able to cover if we are only learning the last 10 surahs of Quran.